What's up, and welcome to episode 26 of Brewing Through the Multiverse. I'm your host, Mike.
And I'm Joel.
How we
Nice.
doing,
Sounds a good
man?
one.
Yeah.
Doing well. Excited about all the spoilers. Sad that Modern Horizon 3 is going to cost an arm and a leg. I can't buy any of them, but
Yeah,
looks exciting.
definitely some good cards.
Yeah.
As much as I claim I'm not interested in it, these are some cards we can't ignore. So
Yeah.
fuck. But how's your week been, man? I know last week you were working like an asshole. How's this week going?
Same. The cannabis industry is only getting busier as time goes on. So
Good. That's leveling out America. You're doing God's work right there, man.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get people high.
Well, yeah, it's still chaos for me. There's barely any time to play. I'm squeezing in so Arena really is a savior for me. It's something that really has modified who I am as a player. So anyone who's not taking advantage of Arena, really, if you have the urge, it's worth just investing the time, investing the fun, because it'll keep you touched into Magic at all times. And these new cards that are coming out, you have access to it. So that's been my saving grace through these busy times is Magic itself. So props. But
Before we start talking about Modern Horizons 3, I just want to ask you, I don't know, I want to do something a little different. It's not technically fun or trash because it's not a card, but I want to know, fun or trash, how you think about a secret lair.
oh, okay.
Okay, so
all right, which one?
So there's actually, obviously they do the big drops every so few months where it's like, 5 or 6, all of them all stacked up at the same time. The next one releases on the 13th, I believe. We're getting the full secret lair drop. But the two that were revealed so far was the waifu secret lair, which is like, are you familiar with, like, I think it's Hatsune Miku or something? I'm probably butchering this. All the weebs in the crowd are
losing their minds right now.
Hatsune Miku. Right. Okay, yeah. So
okay,
apparently it's just like, you've probably seen this chick before. It's like a female anime character with like long blue pigtails. And just like the quick backstory about it is that, like, there's a program that like makes her voice. So like different artists will use it's called, I believe it's called a Vocaloid or something. I'm not sure. Mark would know more about the specifics. But like, it's this character
okay.
that doesn't belong to any specific anime or show. It's just like a popular character that appears on like a bunch of different, like, used all over the place. And they made a secret lair of just her on different cards. All the cards are
All
trash.
Right. How do I find this? How do I look this up? What am I searching here? Because I do need to see this. Give me some spelling of this.
HATSUNE space MIKU secret lair.
All right, there it is. Let's see what we got. Oh, all right.
Yeah, so it's just waifu secret lair.
Wow. All right. That's actually really cool. What are my thoughts on this?
I want to get themed.
Listen, I enjoy the anime. I enjoy the
anime.
Females.
The anime.
I enjoy the articles.
But, yeah. I only read it for the articles.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. So harmonize Miku lost but seeking.
I love the name of that. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah. Miku. Okay.
Is there a way to share images in this chat? Can we show them to each other?
We have a chat on the side here. There's got to be a way. Let's see. Private chat here. Can I send you dick pics on private chat? No, I don't think so. Just messages. But we could. Can we send links through this? Is this
can I share my screen?
Is that a thing?
Yes,
guys. We're gonna take a minute and learn out our streaming app here.
Wait a minute. Right. Is this? Select window or screen.
Screen and layout, picture and picture layout.
Oh, we can share the
Oh my
screen.
god. We
What?
just upgraded. It's official. Get
What,
us
dude?
sponsored.
Oh my god, we can share the fucking screen. Look at this shit. Wow, that's actually
Wow.
super nifty. I'm so happy we finally tried to use any of the functionality
You know,
of the
and
of the
also
platform.
our layout of our like our banner with our logo and everything falls perfectly to where this all like fits in. This is
Yeah, this
wild.
is
I'm
nice.
so happy about this. Okay,
Oh
awesome.
my
Yeah, so those
god.
are the cards. I
Yeah,
like how some
wow.
of them are the name of the cards, and then some of them are like the Godzilla style where they changed it to name it
Yeah,
with
this
Miku.
kind.
Yeah, like they could do whatever they want. You know, this is America. Do what you want.
Shelter, trash card.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, but that's the question. Sick art. Are you gonna buy this?
No. Well,
No,
okay,
right? Yeah,
so
no.
the player in me is saying no because I don't need any of these things really. I mean, the harmonize is nice. I run harmonize. Actually, side tangent. I know that I'm known for running like hyper efficient kind of things. However, I'm a diehard harmonize fan. Pay 4, draw 3 and green to me is like so good.
I am the opposite. I honestly, I would never run a harmonize. Hunter's prowess is my version of harmonize, where it's like if I'm going to draw cards, I want to be in control of how many I can draw.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
Um I love the name Miku Lost But Singing, but I hate her mouth. Like her face seems weird. Seems wrong.
It's so close. Yeah, yeah. Like she's yelling more than singing. You know.
Yeah. And then I don't need
Oh yeah.
feather or want feather.
No.
Aspiring Vantage is okay.
I
The
mean,
art's awesome
barely
though.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the art, yeah, the harmonize is the best of it. So if you're getting it, that harmonize the art and everything, that is where it's at.
I'll
Um,
buy just the harmonized. So yeah, I thought that was pretty
there you go.
nifty. So
Yeah.
fun or trash this secret lair theme.
Oh, this is totally fun. This is the way. This is the way to do the secret lair. Is this stuff like give the people what they want? This is awesome. So yeah, nothing but.
Word.
I mean, the cards are trash, but I mean, this isn't here. This isn't for the spikes. This set is, you know, this little secret lair
This is
is
for the
not for the
weebs.
spikes.
So
This
back
is
to
for
what
the
you were
people who
asking
want this.
me about will I get it? I was gonna say the player in me says no, but the collector in me, MTG, the amateur MTG finance enthusiast. So not saying I'm very good at it, but I like to follow along. Um, thinks that waifus are like just straight dollar signs.
I mean, it makes sense. It wouldn't. You're not gonna hurt your wallet if you were to purchase this and put this away,
I don't think so.
or just purchase it and play it. You know,
Yeah.
they'll hold their money. Those ladies will
Um.
hold their money.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll sell. Get Mark one. Maybe. He needs that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but
And
there's
then
no
the
cards
other
in here he'd really run other than Lost but
exactly.
Singing
Hey, but maybe he'll inspire him to
and
go outside
Inspiring
of his
Vantage.
wheelhouse.
There we go. I don't know. They
The
are right.
other
They are right cards.
the other secret lair is this one, which let me see if you like this guy here.
That's so wild that we can do this. I love that I get
Yeah.
to see it on our screen. All
So
right.
this motherfucker is that like sarcastic text where they do like
Yes, the
capital
SpongeBob.
lowercase. Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you? So they made an entire secret lair based on that theme. Um, what are your thoughts on this?
um, I really like that. Rakdos is my stuff. These are obviously all my colors. These are the things I like to do, just Doomblade things. So Massacre is a fairly new card, correct? I honestly
I don't
can't
recall.
read it too much. Torment of Hellfire is my shit. I made a little vow to myself. I've cast so many Torment of Hellfires that I kind of promised myself I would stop ending games with Torment. Um,
I hope
but I
X
fucking
is
love that card
3.
in any format.
That's the greatest flavor text.
Yeah, Ruination. I would never play that card, but that artwork is gnarly. I mean, again, this is the shit. This is like these are the bread and butter cards that just kind of hold a deck together, or the fun spice to a deck, and to have them looking so gnarly.
My
But honestly,
my
that
thing
that text is wild.
I was gonna say, my thing is that these artworks are fucking awesome. All
Yeah,
5 of these arts are fucking awesome. I love the full art treatment. All of them are cool looking, but then it's like stapled on with this like silly text that like annoys me.
yeah,
Like it hurts my eyes to look at it, and I understand that's the intention, but I'm so mad that like this artwork is not going to be on a regular card. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like
That
look at that
that's like
Mogus.
I know that's gnarly. That really is something. I see it as like when you do a really really good school project, but you typed it all up in Comic Sans. I mean, that's
Yeah,
literally Comic Sans
yeah,
text, right? Like,
it's garbage.
yeah. Hey, that's all right. If I was to buy a Doom Blade, there's a good chance, as long as this wasn't too expensive, I would go for this version, even though the text is like that. That's okay with me.
What do you
With
think
the
is in the artwork of Torment of Hellfire? I'm sorry to cut you off.
no, I would you buy these? Like, is the text
No.
enough to not buy it?
Yes.
The Torment of Hellfire looks like a tower. I don't know. With some,
What is this thing that's shooting? Like, what is this ship?
I don't know, like a cyber penis.
Yeah, that looks cyber dick.
I don't
Fucking
know.
purple meteor cum shot.
Yeah, raining down. It's the power. I yeah, I don't know what is that. Some who is that? Urborg? Is that one of Urborg's things?
I
You
have
know,
no
I
idea.
don't,
For a second, I thought it was an Eldrazi, but the more I zoom in, I feel like it's definitely a
it looks
ship
like a
of some
ship.
sort.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of, well, I was gonna say maybe it's like a little spoiler that we'll be getting ships in the next set, but there doesn't have to be any correlation between the secret lair and the actual canon magic. So I don't know. Either way, that's sick. That's a Torment of Hellfire that'll always be over $10.
Yeah, super cool. So, fun or
Yeah,
trash this theme?
that's 100% fun, without a doubt. I can
100%
even
fun.
cast that Torment of Hellfire, and while everyone's groaning, you can say it in that voice. Like
Damn.
X for 42. Are you gonna pay? Oh, so no, I like it. They're killing it with this, the secret layers. It has to be the weird shit. That's the whole point of a secret lair. It's like if it's on par with a normal magic card, just put it in the bonus sheet, you know? So
Agreed.
that's really cool. I haven't seen either of those. To be honest, I haven't followed too much, man. I know today we're going to be talking about Modern Horizons 3 and all that stuff. And just so everyone knows, fuck you, we're talking leaks and spoilers.
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. If it's out there, it's out there. It's free game.
Yeah, it's not our fault.
Yeah. But there's some talking about MTG Finance. I do need to ask you first. Have you seen the price of Collector's Cage this week, my guy?
No.
Okay, so last week I told you Collector's Cage is better than Fight Rigging. Collector's Cage is the hideaway card to fucking get your hideaways. I went to go buy it. When I went to John's, he either
What
didn't
the
have it or
fuck?
it was listed at 3. Yeah, dude. So
$10 for this
I
shit?
meant to buy them for like $1, $2, $3 for the fucking special one. Yeah, they went up to like they're like 12, 13, $14 now. I
Yeah,
guess
Jesus Christ.
the article that I saw, I didn't even read it. I just saw the title and I went right to TCG and ordered myself one now before I just, it goes up even more because again, play with it. Fucking play with it for 2 games and you'll see that for a 2 mana, put a 1/1 counter. And once you have 3 creatures with different power, which if you're manipulating for 1 mana is the easiest thing to fucking do ever.
Yeah.
And then it'll cast you your whatever you want from that deck, whether it be an Elish Norn or an Atraxa or whatever it is. So
Not to mention, you
that
still have
that
it
blew
to
up.
put 1/1 counters on things for one. You just dump all of your, no, well, not all of your extra mana, but every turn you're
Yeah,
just
every turn,
one
just
1/1 counter.
yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of stuff right now that doubles counters and that's doing stuff like this, but apparently it's seeing play in other formats, not standard right now. From the article that I read 2 sentences from, so
Well, I could
do
see
your
that
own
for
research
sure.
by now.
I could see that for sure, just because, turn one, you're playing a 1 drop. Turn two is this. Turn three is your 2 drop. And then by turn four, you're probably playing, it's assuming you're hitting your cycle, like you're probably playing whatever you grabbed from the hideaway on turn four. And, if you built your deck right, like hopefully you're hitting like your top end stuff. And now you have 3 creatures and fucking like a beefer, some beefy thing out there.
Yeah, anything. It doesn't even have to be that beefy. That's a thing because like it's already beefing up your creatures. So just
Yeah.
getting that free cast from beefing up your creatures it's value on value. I really like that card. I'm happy to see that it got its attention. I wish I would have bought mine at the $1 to $3 that I intended to. Um, but that's life. I still got
Are
one. Fuck it.
are these are standard legal, right? These the big score sheet or
Yes.
no?
Yeah. Yes. That is
Is
standard legal.
But breaking news is not, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because breaking big score is what would have been that half set coming up. So this it was intended. That's where the sword is and all that stuff. The breaking news is just the,
Bonus
you know,
sheet.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. One of the many.
Apparently, another part of this, the reason why this is expensive is I've heard, and I don't know for certain, but apparently, like the big scorecards themselves are actually like pretty rare to open, like in packs. I know it's in a standard
Oh,
set,
okay.
but like they're harder to hit or something. I haven't verified this whatsoever, but
Right. Did you pull one in your collector's pack? Do you know if you pulled one?
I actually do not recall. Like I might have, and I just remember my initial assessment wasn't like super positive, so
Right.
I was like,
Okay.
whatever. Like I didn't like it didn't hit me until you brought it up, and then now it's $10.
Yeah. Yeah. Still worth buying it at $10 if there's a deck for it. So my intention is I want that in there for Gilwayn. Just being able to adjust and pump and do all that good stuff. There's enough cards in there that want a creature with higher power and toughness than its base to where this is just a no-brainer.
Yeah, word.
Yeah. But is there any other cards from the Thunder Junction that you're interested in? Have we kind of beaten that? Is there anything new that you've learned or fuck that set? We're on to modern.
I mean, kind of fuck that set around to modern. I
All right.
feel like you know,
Yeah.
I'm
That train
sure it's
has
gonna
rolled
be
at a
like,
station.
I feel like it's gonna be like New Capenna, where it's gonna be like 2 or 3 months, and I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, what is that card from? Because you're gonna stick it in something that's gonna hose
Yeah.
me somehow, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I completely forgot that existed.
Yeah. Um yeah, I'm still doing limited of it. It's a great limited now that I understand that it's just the beefiest set to ever play. I know now just build with that in mind. I did finally get my first 7X.
Nice.
It
With
was
what?
in the quick draft. It was with Orzov, a little black white, and it was just creating some crime and uh, pumping things up and just doing what it
Ball
does.
holding it down or no?
Kambal definitely did work. That drain of him whenever you make a token is good enough. Um, so I had made it where I had this saddled creature. It's a white saddled creature where whenever you saddle it and it attacks, you make an ox or an elk or something like that. I believe it was an ox. And whenever that happened, he would do his thing, and that helped a lot because he was able to saddle it. The saddle was 2, so he would saddle it, and then they'd swing, and the ox would come, and it worked out really well. It was just enough value to hold it up. So typically, right now in the limited set, it is get green creatures and overwhelm the board. You want to overwhelm it, whatever you're doing, wide and big, and this and that. And the Orzhov was enough to where it was value, to where you could drain little air attacks. There's that black card where when give your creature +2/+0, when it dies, bring it back to the battlefield. So it's a removal spell, and you get your creature back. And if there's an ETB on the trigger, you get that too. So there was enough value. It worked. But yeah, I just needed to say I did it. I hit my 7x.
Yeah, you finally got there.
I can, hang up that towel. We're good. Man, we don't even have banners up. We're getting crazy and wild these days, Joel.
Dude, Outlaws of Thunder Junction right now.
yeah, straight Outlaws.
All right, so I have some cards pulled up. I'll throw them up on the screen now that we know we can do that. And
wild.
Let's chat about them real quick. So the first one, I don't know.
Up on the screen.
Should awesome. Should I start with my my possible brew one, or should I save that for later?
Let's get right into that one. Let's talk about it, because I'm so curious that you even said that.
Yeah, this is fascinating to me. Yeah, this is fascinating for me. So I'm gonna share my screen because now I know I can do that. And we're assholes for not trying this sooner.
It's literally a button that we haven't hit.
This fucking mamma jamma, dude. First of all, let's just appreciate the absolute unit that is Kudo, King Among Bears. Oof. Fucking big motherfucker of the jungle. Look at this guy, or the forest rather, but goddamn, he looks fucking regal. Yeah.
That is a chunky bear right there.
Big boy. All right, so as you can see, it's a Selesnya, legendary bear. Other creatures have base power and toughness 2/2 and are bears in addition to their other types. For a 2/2. Okay. So here is my brew idea. I was thinking about making like some sort of artifact storm, and I don't know how to do this yet, but just filling the deck full of creatures that have X costs and not paying the X, and then using the bear to essentially just have a bunch of 0 cost things that all come down as 2/2s, and then using that like ability to just like put a bunch of stuff out. So like a bunch of ornithopters and shit like that. Just like
so fill like it Goldbane Hydra. Cast it for 0, for the
exactly.
Green.
To just not pay into the X ever, and then just use Kudo to keep them alive.
What the fuck? That's what you're trying to do? That's interesting. Because even like just for the Goldbane, you cast it for 1 green. It's a 2/2 with vigilance, trample, and haste.
Yeah.
And then when it dies, you get 2 treasure tokens. Like, I'd pay 1 mana to make 2 treasure tokens any day. But if it also came with a body that did shit, like, that's pretty
Now,
good.
The caveat is, as soon as Kudo dies, all your shit's dead. So that's not ideal. But at the same time, I was just thinking about putting like Walking Ballista or was it Endless one, the Eldrazi that's just like X and it just ETBs with X counters on it, or like was it Stone Coil Hydra or whatever that's just XX. Like just put a bunch of things that cost X and just never pay for X, and use the fact that you're just essentially playing a bunch of shit for free to get value in some way.
Dude, that's a wild
X
tribal deck for Kudo. I bet if you were to, this is the EDH Rec thing, where if you go to EDH Rec to build an X deck, they'll never recommend Kudo as your commander, but that is an awesome way to do it.
And just like cheese it somehow. So that's what I'm playing with. I don't think I'll ever actually build it, but maybe I will. I have to do more research on it. I have to see what the payoffs are, because I need to essentially look into, it would be an artifact deck. So it'd be some sort of like artifact storm or artifact, like, I don't know, recursion. I don't know how to do it, but I just feel like my first thought was not paying for Walking Ballista, and then it went from there.
Yeah. I mean, Is how else do you build this guy? Because that's out of control. What are they intending to do with Kudo? Because for me personally, is this just kind of like the what's that white card that makes just everything a 1/1 creature on the battlefield?
Solemnity? No, not solemnity. Overwhelming splendor.
Overwhelming Splendor is an aura that just does one person. Isn't there one card where am I thinking the moat card, that like really expensive
Well,
white card?
Mo is nobody can attack.
Oh, okay. Damn. I think there's a card where it's just like
No, I
everything
agree with
becomes a
you.
1/1. But like that's what Kudo is. So like what kind of creatures do you put in a deck like Kudo if you're
I
not doing this XX theme?
I think that Kudo is supposed to be, the intention from the designers was, you want to build a bear deck. Ayula is fucking cool, but it's only green. So they gave you another color to play with. And now when Kudo is out, all of your bears that are like 2/2s and 3/3s can contend with people's 4/3s and their fucking 5/6 flamples and things like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Kudo is a field leveler where,
All right.
besides creatures that come out with like, 1/1 counters on them or whatnot, like, now your bears are just as strong as everyone else's shit because Kudo's making everything a 2/2 bear.
Kudo kind of reminds me of and not that it's nearly as oppressive, but when you built Gaddock Teague,
Yeah.
so we were new at Magic. We were only playing 2 years, maybe something like that, 3 years when you build Gaddock Teague. I had never seen a deck like that, and I remember the first few times you played with it, and I was like, what I have in hand isn't actually how it's gonna play. I can't even cast some of this stuff. I can't do this, and this is an awesome way to kind of do that, where they could still cast stuff, but it's like you're not getting what you think you're gonna get when you
Yeah,
cast
no,
it.
you're
You're getting
getting
a
a
2/2
fucking
bear, baby.
2/2 bear, motherfucker. That's what you're getting. And
Yeah,
I just want to throw it out for the audience that the reason I built Gaddock Teague is because we didn't know what CDH was at the time. And there was a player in our store who essentially ran a Grixis CDH deck. And
yeah.
again, this is before we knew that, like, that essentially is its own format, and or just like the rule zero conversations of just like, why is this person playing like a deck at this level with like people that are kind of just learning Commander? Like, that doesn't seem right. So it was just a response to that. So I was like, why don't I build a deck using the two colors that are not in Grixis, that like stop everything that the Grixis is trying to do that's like unfair?
Yeah, and it was very effective. Gaddock Teague was honestly, I'd love to see it now in my Magic building, stage of my life now. I'm sure I'd be able to get through it, but like back then when I was just trying to do the biggest things I can, and
Yeah, and you're
a
like,
Gaddock Teague
four or
hit,
greater, what? Nothing, what? Like, yeah.
yeah, I got nothing. The thing about Kudo, that is the biggest fucking bear. That is a
Yeah.
fattest little chunky bear. But seeing him, so this week they announced that Magic Presents Pride event, where for a weekend or some event, you can treat all eligible commanders as though they had partner. And when I saw Kudo, the first thing I thought was like, well, who's building the Kudo and Ayula as literally the
Yeah.
partners?
Partners. Yeah.
Like
Just
big
bears.
bear, the king among bears and the queen among bears. It'd be
Yeah.
so
That'd be fucking
flavorful.
sick. I was thinking
Yeah.
about who has an overrun effect stapled on them, and then using that, using that.
Yeah, that's really good actually. Oh man. Did you think about the this Pride event? Because I love that idea. First off, Magic always supporting the Pride. Magic always getting weird. The idea of giving every commander
Partner,
like
essentially.
partner is like, so first off, I'm like, well, these motherfuckers are gonna choose, Urza and Nekusar. I don't fucking know. Two powerful commanders. Have you thought about who you would choose?
I have and I have not. I started thinking about it, but then I
Yeah.
didn't want to think about it too much because I don't want to sit and brew an entire deck that's only going to be, essentially, really, it's not legal for the month. It's just like this event that they're running in June.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like brew an entire thing around a deck that's like not actually legal and won't be useful in the future. Unless the only thing I could think is if I built it where in the future I just swap out the two that I partnered for a partner pairing that has the same colors. But
Yeah. But
I'm not
all
sure.
right. So on first thought, what was your initial thought of with these two commanders I'll probably shove together. There's got to be some pair that you had in mind just for the shallow
Brothers
thought.
Yamazaki.
What is that?
Look up Brothers Yamazaki.
All right, I'm pulling it up here. All right, Brothers Yamazaki is a 2 red 2/1 human samurai with Bushido 1, which is when this blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1. If there are exactly 2 permanents named Brothers Yamakazaki in play, the legend rule doesn't apply to them. Each other creature named Brothers Yamazaki gets +2/+2 and has haste. So you'd have 2 brothers in the
Yes,
command zone?
just 2 copies of Brothers Yamazaki because I think it's the biggest tragedy in the world that you can't run. They should have ratted this to allow you to run 2 of them in the deck because this is bullshit that there's a card that's called Brothers that you can't play the second brother and use the effect. So I would just play 2 copies of this guy, the both brothers, and make some sort
Damn.
of silly red deck.
Yeah. What would a Voltron deck be where there's 2 commanders? Would that be like a dual Voltron? Like what would be the name of that? Like
Well, I don't know. Double-sided dildo.
That's it. The old 1-2 combo.
Um, but in reality though, so even obviously because Brothers Yamazaki would break other rules, I could also see myself pairing Brothers Yamazaki with maybe blue, some random blue like copy commander, maybe Sakashima, just to make it so that you have the 2 brothers, and just give clone copy effects that oh, make a copy of this thing if it's legendary, it's not legendary type deck.
Damn,
I
yeah.
don't know.
All
That's just
those
silly.
red
Like,
all those red clone effects.
yeah, super jank, super jank. I know that you'd expect me to go like the most busted, broken thing, but I just kind of want to build a janky Yamazaki deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Dragon and what's that, Miram? We'll
Yeah.
just go for those 2
Well,
dragons.
actually, it's
Um,
funny that you said the Dragon because I was thinking you could also do a deck where you put like the Dragon in there, but then you also put like Kalia of the Vast. So now you have like a Kalia deck that has all 5 colors, and then you
Ooh.
can just use Kalia to still play the dragons. You're getting the dragons from the Dragon, and you know what I mean. Like you could still use Kalia to like cheat them out for free.
Damn. So does Kalia have flying
Yes,
before
I
I
believe
make my
so.
statement? Okay. All right. So Kalia and the Dragon horning it out up in the sky, just flying and banging because they're partners. That's what I picture too. So that's the fucked up thing is every pair that I'm thinking for Magic, I'm also like, and they're banging
And they're
too. Uh,
fucking.
they're but so my choice would actually be Mathis and Zancha.
Ooh,
Just
shit.
because they are my favorite 2 cards in Magic. They're my favorite 2 commanders to build, even though I don't have them as commanders. But if I could literally scissor them together, and I know male, female, I don't have to scissor them, but I want to scissor them together. Um, I think that would be the sickest deck where Zancha's going out and attacking people, and people are paying for drawing cards and doing stuff. But also Mathis is putting out bounties on creature to kill, and we're gaining a little bit of life. Like that is the perfect ebb and flow of a Mardu deck that I'm looking for. And I didn't have to think or theory any of it. It was just, in my bones, I was like, those are my
That's
partners.
correct.
Yeah.
The other pairing that I considered, again, not for anything serious, is Gimli Legolas because they don't have partner, and
Oh,
it's like fuck you for not giving them partner. Why not put them? They should be in a deck together.
damn. All right. Yeah, that's a winner right there. Someone has to do that one. Damn. All right.
'Cause-
So that's the thing. There's a million partner combos that you can do in Magic that are
Yeah,
just so
it's
good.
insane. Yeah.
Because like you could even do Will and Rowan as a
Yeah.
partner combo, you know,
Fuck yeah.
and then start gaining life and losing life and gaining
Oh
life and
my
losing life.
god. Yeah, gaining all the life. First of all, yeah, early turns losing all the life with Rowan to like do something busted. And then if you do get caught out or stopped, then you switch on to your life gain plan to gain it all back and you're still casting shit for free.
Oh, yeah, that's
That's
there's
actually
a lot to that.
pretty gnarls. That's pretty gnarls, Barkley.
So what do you think was a better option? Because this is similar to when they allowed Unfinity or
Yeah.
unset cards to come in. What do you think is a better option for Commander? Let the silver bordered or let anything be a partner?
Let the
Because they
silver
both
bordered.
break it. Yeah.
I think when we discussed that one episode, silver bordered with caveats, I think that is ultimately the um I think that's ultimately the way to go. Because if you give people the option to do the together, like the everything is partnered, like everyone's just gonna do it. The game is just gonna get even more busted than it is already, and it's like you can already play CDH if you want that shit. Most of the best CDH decks are already just running two partners anyway, just for 4 colors. So like you're not. I don't feel like that's healthy for the format overall.
Yeah. That's I mean, that's very fair. Um, we know that if you were to put a second commander in that commander helm, that it's gonna be a big change to commander. That's not something I want to see forever. I think putting some silver bordered cards in there is nothing but safe. But both are fun. I like this. I love that Magic is willing to say some weird shit like this. Um, I don't know. Not that we'll build it because I know you won't. I'm not gonna. I don't have the fucking time to be building decks to play one time.
Yeah, I'm
But
already in a massive deck overhaul currently right now, so that's ongoing.
a new one. Is there something new happening that I don't know
So
about?
I am breaking down a lot of the decks I currently have, and
Oh shit!
I'm minimizing my non-precon decks to 12. So I bloated up to like I don't know. I think it was I'm also not including the budget deck that we built, the mono like the monocolor thing.
Drana.
Because
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. I'm keeping that as in my like quote unquote precon like pocket of just
that's
like
fair.
this isn't very powerful, but if we're looking to play like a lower powered game or I'm playing with newer people that are playing precons, I can bust that out. It's not very powerful. It's just kind of like a little fun recursion type thing. So I'm gonna keep that
Yeah,
around for that purpose. But yeah, I just kind of like got out of hand with I think I got up to like 16, 17 decks, and it's like I don't need that many. So I'm busting them down. I'm fleshing out like I'm finally building Earl. Earl is in progress. It's being built on the bones of the dog meat Fallout deck. Um my Orzhov deck is being absorbed into the Caesar deck from Fallout as well. So yeah, just like making some like adjustments and moving things around essentially.
that's awesome. That feels good. But also I I feel you on that very much because I find myself like touching and editing, and I've added so many cards to these decks because we're not playing Magic.
Yeah.
I I find myself just diddling my decks
Because at least it's
unnecessarily.
something. Yeah, it's like
It's
masturbating.
something.
It's
Yeah.
like it's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at least
Yeah.
it's getting touched. Might not be
Yeah.
by the people I want it to be touched by, but it's getting touched.
Yeah. It's getting some attention. Yeah,
So
that's
that's how
like
I.
like getting all dressed up and getting your makeup on and like getting all ready, and then you just go cry in the shower. But it's like at
Yeah.
least you did the startup. You
Yeah.
got there. So,
Exactly.
but
Yeah, we need to get a game before. So actually, for the audience, we are planning a 12-hour Commander marathon Memorial Day weekend. We have a pod committed, so we're gonna jam games. I don't want to wait until the end of the month to play, so I hope we can get at least one session on the books before then, but at least we'll really get our jimmies off that day.
so hard. It's gonna be messy and sticky
Yeah,
in the
which is why I'm
multiverse that
trying to
day.
get all these decks together now so that if we play, I'm shooting for like 9 games over 12 hours. So If we
Yeah.
could touch 9 of
9
my
is the
12
goal.
decks, I'll be hyped.
Yeah. The big thing though is, and it's already approved. I'm already all good. Dana says okay. I'm pretty sure that that's actually my wedding anniversary.
The What do you mean pretty sure? Do you not know when your fucking wedding anniversary?
Is it 26th, 28th? I know, honestly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 28th, but like you said, Memorial Day weekend, and I just had a heart attack. I'm like, oh no. Did I
Okay.
make her agree to this?
The
What do we got here?
26th is the day of the play. When is your anniversary?
Memorial Day weekend. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
what?
don't
Jesus
know.
Christ, Michael.
The 20th. The 28th. The 28th, I think.
28th is the
So we're not
Tuesday
there. We're
after
good.
Memorial Day. You're
Okay.
good. You're good.
All right. So we're good. Yeah. No, fuck that shit. Yeah. We're
Take
gonna
her out
get
to
in. We're
dinner
gonna play some.
Friday. Take her out to dinner that Friday and say that's it.
Yeah, no, we're all good. I need this 12-hour session so
So
badly.
bad. Yeah, it's so bad.
Ugh.
Yeah, we
So
all
no,
approved
that's
it with
cool.
the misses. Everyone's, Joey's got the baby taken care of. Like we're locked
Mm,
in.
yeah, that's happening. Oh yeah, it's like I want to do these things of like, oh, let's try plane chase, let's do this, let's do that,
No,
let's just
jam
fuck the
games.
foreplay, let's just fuck.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm
All
ready
right,
for
let's go
that,
on to
man.
our next
All right,
card.
what do we got on here?
Okay, so I just have to say caveat. There's an Eldrazi deck coming out in Modern Horizons 3. It's one of the 4 precons. There's a ton of great colorless support. Now, before I get into this card in particular, I wanted to kind of poke your brain a little bit. Do you think I should keep my Eldrazi deck colorless, or do you think I should use the new Devoid commander that's coming out with the new set that is technically 5 colors, but all of the cards in the deck are like devoid and or colorless?
I personally think you should leave it colorless. One, it's a limitation, but two, they've removed the punishment of the limitation. I mean, like the card we're looking at right now is wild. I know there's that 1 mana fucking removal
Oh,
spell in
yeah,
colorless
that's
right now and all that
coming
stuff.
up too.
Yeah, so like I know that they're taking care of it. My recommendation would be is the limitations of colorless is made okay because of the ability to cast everything at instant speed in that deck.
Yeah.
And
Plus,
then
it's an
now that you
excuse to
have
run Mana
removal.
Vault and be like, I have to run Mana Vault. I can't. Like, there's no colors here.
Yeah, it's mandatory. I like the colorless. And plus you already have it optimized in a very good way colorless. Building it 5 color, suddenly you're ripping that apart. It's a totally new deck.
Yeah, and that's the problem too, because I wouldn't be able to stop myself from like, why wouldn't I put a Psych Rift in there? Why wouldn't I put like Teferi's Protection? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't I put those amazing cards in there? And then now all of a
Right.
sudden it becomes 5 color good stuff with like a light flavor of colorless, as opposed to like the Eldrazi are being kept in check by the fact that I can't use green to ramp like crazy into them.
Yeah. And I mean there's enough artifact things. I mean Chamil ain't gonna do anything in this though. I'm just trying
I
to think of
wouldn't
like
put
new
Chamil in my colorless deck.
artifacts. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like colorless cards that have been printed recently that are like clearly this is why you need to stay colorless, but there hasn't been too many to be honest. But this new set should look good. So what do we have here? Echoes of Eternity.
Yeah,
And
so
this is a new
3.
card, right?
Yeah, this is from the Eldrazi deck, I believe. 3
Okay.
colorless, colorless, colorless. It's a Kindred enchantment, Eldrazi. So they're bringing back the Kindred card type for this set, which is cool. If a triggered ability of a colorless spell you control or another colorless permanent you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. So what the fuck? This is awesome for Eldrazi. This is insane. Any non-legendary Eldrazi you're getting copies of. Um, and the triggered ability thing is pretty wild too. But again, we've
Yeah.
talked about this before. They're just stapling. I feel like they're stapling the copy trigger effect on so much. I feel like every set has something now that copies triggered effects.
Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing it everywhere. Actually, so I sent you a link to the Good Luck High Five episode of this week where they had Mark Rosewater on for
Yeah, I didn't have
question
a
and
chance to
answers.
listen, but sounds cool. I love Mark
Okay.
Rosewater's interviews.
Oh, dude, nothing but value in this interview. But one thing he said was they asked him like, "What's one mechanic or card that you were super proud of?" And he said that like he made doubling season just for him. He's like, "I like this card," and people were telling him that wouldn't be a good card. So
What?
he made doubling season, and he's like, even if no one plays it, I want it for myself. So where I'm making doubling season, and obviously he says after the fact, he's like, now everybody loves doubling things. Doubling is the way to go, and that's what everyone wants to do now. But that's the funny thing is that where it's clear, Mark even confirms doubling is where they want to head, but also doubling season was a creation from Mark Rosewater. That's wild.
Piece of shit.
Fuck that guy.
Piece of shit. Yeah, fucked everything up. So this card I think is fucking cool. I don't know how good it is, but I think it's awesome. Infested Thrinax? 3 Golgari for a 4/4 lizard with flash. When it ETBs until the end of the turn, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a number of 1/1 green sapperling creature tokens equal to that creature's power. So literally you flash this in response to a board wipe, and then you get that many, all of your creatures worth of power in tokens.
Wow. Okay. That's good in theory, but that's 5 mana. You got to leave 5 mana open.
Oh yeah, and flash. So you're leaving 5 mana open and not playing anything.
Yeah. There's that one in a black creature, Blood Crazed Paladin or something. It's got flash, and whenever it enters, it gets +1/+1 equal to every creature that died that turn. This is kind of what it feels like. But yeah, instead of 1/1 counters, you're getting actual creatures, which is a lot bigger. But I mean, it's one of those things where like you got to hold up the mana, you got to wait for it. This is the shit that I'd be excited to run, and then would just be dead in my hand, and I'd end up losing to you with an infested Thrinax in my hand.
Well, yeah, I think it's cool. I like it. It's fun. I think it's a fun card.
Yeah, there's those decks where, I mean, you want to just keep these fucking recursion creatures coming out, and you're okay with things dying. So like when that board wipe happens, it's like, okay, I'm okay with that. And I'm also getting 15 fucking 1/1s or something,
Yeah, like joke's on you.
Yeah, because it's not even like you get a 1/1 for each creature that dies. You get a 1/1 for the power of each creature that dies. Right. So like whenever or not. Yeah. So like if you have a 5/5, a 4/4, and a 3/3 die, you are getting a lot of creatures.
12.
I'm not going to do the math. You do it yourself.
You do it at home. Work from home.
That's it. So that's actually, putting it that way, that's actually a lot more wild than just getting one big creature.
Fuck. So yeah, like this card. It's fun. This card I find also fun. Aggressive Biomancy XX Simic. Sorcery, create X tokens that are copies of target creature you control, except they have, when this creature ETBs, it fights up to one creature you don't control.
That's pretty cool.
That's fucking cool.
That's creature creation and removal.
Yeah, and it fights them.
One swift movement. Yeah. Damn.
I'm going to make 5 copies of this 4/4, and all 5 of them are going to fight this something.
Yeah. Let me get 10 copies of Grothama. Oh, no, it can't be legendary. It can't be legendary. Oh, shit. Okay.
Unless you have that, like, that artifact that says legendary rule doesn't apply.
Yeah. But then, cool. That's getting crazy. I mean, yeah, green, blue. I mean, there's things.
Oh, that's an interesting deck idea.
What's that?
Building a deck that focuses on copying legendary creatures. Like a copy deck, but instead you're copying legendary creatures, and the whole deck just hinges upon getting like either that card that says legendary rule doesn't apply, or the mask helm of the hosts that makes copies that are non-legendary. Right. So essentially just building a deck that has all of the ignore the legendary rule things, and then just making copies of like legendary creatures and trying to abuse it that way.
Yeah, because there's definitely copy spells that say it right in the text of like copy
Yeah.
something. It's not legendary. Yeah, there's also that merfolk that copies something that doesn't have to be legendary. There's ways to do that. Oof. Yeah. And I mean, if you're going to build a deck like that, Simic is where you want it to be too.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, yeah.
Sakashima.
Yeah. And then like X spell sub theme. There's all those,
Yeah.
green cards for X spells. Just throw them in there,
Big mana, big mana.
Yeah. And a doubling season. Throw it all in there. Oh my God. Doubling season with this card? You create the X
Yeah.
tokens and then double them? Oh my God. Yeah. Damn.
So cool
That's something
card.
for Mark to build. Build that,
Yeah.
Mark.
This is fun. I thought of you when I read this. Tempt with Mayhem, 1 red. Tempting offer, choose target instant or sorcery spell. Each opponent may copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy they control. You copy that spell once plus an additional time for each opponent who copied the spell this way. You may choose new targets for the copies you control. So wouldn't this fit into Kark for you?
Yeah, but so wait, how do I so choose target instant or sorcery spell? So let's say
You
I don't know,
cast something.
Anguish Unmaking.
Yeah,
Anguish
you
Unmaking.
cast.
Someone
You
cast
cast
Anguish.
an Anguish. Yeah.
Okay, choose target instant or sorcery spell. Each opponent may copy that spell and may choose. So you cast an Anguish Unmaking. I cast Tempt with Mayhem. I choose Tempt with Mayhem. And now everybody, including you, has a chance to copy Anguish Unmaking again. So there's a chance that you're getting two Anguished.
Yes. If
And then,
you're casting something else, somebody else casts. If you're casting this on somebody else's spell.
okay. So you cast Anguish Unmaking. I cast this spell. You, Joey, and Mark cast Anguish Unmaking. Now there's 4 Anguish Unmakings on the stack. And then because you all decided to do it, I copy that spell and once plus an additional time. So now I'm going to get 4.
Yes.
So now I have 4 copies. Y'all have 4 copies. We have 8 copies happening for 3 mana.
Yes.
Is that, dude?
Yes.
That is.
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
That's what I'm saying.
In my
dude.
Magic.
I thought of you as soon as I saw it. I was like, this is cool. This is going to be
now,
fun.
here's the dude. Oh my God. Okay. So if I have Kark out and just Kark, just that one copy, and I hit that heads, this triggers 2 times. So technically, we can have 15 Anguished Unmakings happen. Is that correct? Because the first one resolves and we choose it and we have our 8. And then it resolves
16
all over. It would be 15.
Oh, you 15, yeah, because they don't cut. Yeah, the original cast.
Now one doesn't get copied. Yeah, but like
15 Anguished Unmakings, everything is going.
But what if it's like a tempt, what is it? Torment of Hailfire or something like that. Like this has a low floor, but absolutely no ceiling. Tempt of Mayhem, hell yeah.
Yeah, thought this was cool. Thought of you. Let's get that in something. This card I love as well. I also thought of you and Mark. Soulharn Nemesis. 3 in a red for a 2/4 dinosaur. So I guess it could also go in Joey's deck. So all of us can enjoy this. As it enters the battlefield, choose a player. If a source would deal damage to the chosen player or permanent they control, it deals double that damage instead. So it's a big old middle finger for somebody.
Wow. Oh, that's nice too. And it's just chosen for one person.
For one person, yeah.
I have no idea who I would ever choose.
Yeah,
with my Soulharn Nemesis. I have no idea.
No way.
It would take a long time to decide.
Definitely not a fraction of a second.
Yeah. I would say your name before I finish saying the name of this creature. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, and hopefully that's not
Soulharn Joel.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, that's a good card. And since we all have those aggressive Rakdos decks, I definitely think we should be seeing some of this. Hopefully this ain't too expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so Joey, this goes into dinosaurs. Mark, this goes into File Smasher. Me, this goes into Ilharg. And you could put this in all of your decks.
All of my every deck. Even with Joey, I mean, he could even just put this in his Rakdos deck.
His Rakdos deck, his Dinosaurs.
Yeah,
So this is, I think.
dinosaurs. This is actually, because I'm thinking Rakdos. Dinosaurs is probably the scariest place for this to
Oh
go.
yeah, dude. He hits this with Gishath, and now all of a sudden, well, I guess Gishath is
It would trigger
after.
twice. Well, Gishath would happen for 14 then, right? Because it's
No,
technically dealing double that damage.
well, so this wouldn't be out yet. Gishath needs to deal the damage to sneak things out. So combat would be over by
Well,
the
let's say
time.
turn 4 he drops this. Then turn 5 because he rammed, he
Oh
drops
yeah,
Gishath. It swings
then
with
yes,
haste. It hits for 14 and then he
yes, and now he's getting
tops the
shitloads.
that's scary.
That's some nice shit. So that's
Yeah.
cool. Fuck yeah, Soulhorn Nemesis. All right,
Yeah,
next
yeah,
up,
yeah, good stuff.
this is fucking cool. Mutated Cultist, 2 and a black for 1/3. Eldrazi Horror with the Void. When you cast this spell, remove all counters from up to one targeted permanent or opponent. So this Modern Horizons 3 is one of the first sets where you're able to remove counters from people. The next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast for each counter removed this way. It has Death Touch as well. It's a nice little icing. So the combo that I saw on here was Dark Depths and a Dark Depths turn 1. Turn 2, you play like a swamp and some sort of ramp. I guess you'd have to do like a mana crypt. But then you can play this, remove all of the counters from Dark Depths. Then you have the Merit Log or whatever the fuck that thing is, the giant octopus monster. And
Wait,
since you removed all those counters, is it 10 or 20 on Dark Depths?
20? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't play Legacy. I don't know.
It's that's Commander
That's
legal.
enough.
Dark Depths
Okay.
is Commander legal. Hold on, I'm just looking at 10. So 10, but then you can cast a free 10 spell for free. So then as early as turn
Oh,
as
shit.
early as turn can you do this on, no, you have to do it on 2 because of the Dark Depths first. So as early as turn 2, you could have this, the 2020 Merit Log out, and a 10 mana.
You could do this turn 1, right? What's that? Lotus Petal with the land. Sack the Lotus Petal to do this, right? Lotus Petal does 3 mana or 2 mana?
Lotus Petal's only 1.
Ah, okay. I don't play Lotus Petal. What am I thinking of? Jeweled Lotus, which wouldn't work.
Jeweled Lotus is only Commanders too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
If you had your Black Lotus, you could do it turn 1.
How about if you got a fucking Dark Ritual? Can you do it earlier?
You still need the black. See, the problem is that Dark Depths is a land.
Yeah.
So it's that land. So land drop needs to happen.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
But turn 2, you could have on turn 2 a 2020 and your Ulamog, your 10 mana Ulamog out on turn 2.
Yeah. I guess that's good enough. I guess waiting till turn 2 to get all that out is okay.
In Magical Christmas Land, this is fucking cool when you have that sequence of cards.
Yeah. Well, so all right, how's this though? If you have that other card that you showed, the first one that doubles colorless spells, if you were to cast this, would that trigger twice? You now remove 2 counters from 2 things, and then it would be 1 less for each. So like
this isn't a triggered ability because this is on the cast when you cast it, so it doesn't even enter the battlefield.
Okay.
You remove all the counters on the cast. The counters are removed. This resolves, and then the next spell you cast is 1 less.
Damn.
Your next Ulamog is 1 less.
That again, this is one of those cards where it's like it's got an okay floor, but like the ceiling is out of control.
I just love that. I almost want to like try to build that deck just to make it, see if I can make it work.
In what format?
Commander, of course.
In Commander. Okay, all right. Oh,
yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta drain the old 9-incher. I'll be right back. Yeah.
And we're back. All right, next one. So I love this so much. Eldritch Immunity, 1 colorless. Target creature you control gains protection from each color until the end of the turn, and you can overload it for 5.
Oh shit. Okay.
So this is 100% going into my colorless deck.
I think this is one of the few overload cards where you're not going to overload it more than you cast it
For
regularly.
just the one, yeah, because most
Yeah.
likely I'm gonna protect my Ulamog,
Your
my
commander.
Kozilek. Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this is I like how they approached colorless support in this commander deck. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to pick it up because unfortunately, like a decent chunk of it's going to be reprints and a lot of it's not going to fit in my colorless deck. So I might
Yeah.
just pick up the singles that I need, which seems to be the
Yeah. Yeah.
way.
Definitely do that. Yeah.
But I really enjoy, like, this is perfect because it's like it's some, you don't want to give Eldrazi too much low cost stuff because that's the whole point, is to like you have a weak early game, but if you make it to mid game, then like all of a sudden now you're really pumping. But this will go a long way to kind of like help out your creatures because there's really not a lot to cast that's sub like 3 mana. So
Yeah.
I like this card a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. That's as useful and valuable as it gets for 1 mana, 1 colorless mana.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, 2 more cards left to talk about today, and then hopefully more spells next week. But this card I thought was kind of fun. Final Act,
Yes. Yes.
the black farewell. It's 6 mana for sorcery. You could choose one or more. Destroy all creatures, destroy all planeswalkers, destroy all battles, exile all graveyards. Each opponent loses all counters. I don't think it's great, but I like the idea.
You don't think it's great? What don't you think is great? That's actually a wild statement.
It's okay. It's destroy. So that already is a knock against it. B, it's destroy at 6 mana. Don't love it. C, yes, it's modal, and yes, you okay. Destroy all battles is functionally useless because no one's running battles yet. Maybe in the future, when we get more battles, there's going to be some OP battles, and battles become more ubiquitous, like enchantments or artifacts. Cool. This will be useful. But until that happens, there's really, what are you going to destroy? One battle ever in your lifetime with this card? Now, maybe in modern battles are a little bit more prevalent. I'm not quite sure, but
But are
fuck
you
the
paying
battle
six
part.
mana to get rid of a few battles?
Exactly. Exile
Yeah.
all graveyards is always good. Each opponent loses all counters. Again, extremely situational. There's not many situations in Commander. Yes, there's okay, so there's poison counters, which you're not going to want to remove.
And
There's rad,
energy.
and yeah, there's energy, which okay, so it's
Oh,
to
wait.
remove
Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Mirren? Not Mirren. What's the one with the experience counters? Can you
a
remove
ton of them.
experience counters?
Yes. So all Mizzix has experience counters. Uh, what
That's
else has
huge.
experience counter? Marin of Clan
Marin.
Malkoth.
Marin. I'm
Yeah,
thinking of Keldon's deck. I'm like,
yeah,
this
yeah.
this will reset Keldon? Oh my
Yes,
god.
exactly. So yes, I think it's cool that it can do that. And I guess it's like pod specific if your pod has people that play cards frequently. But is it worth a spot in your deck? Is it
Yeah,
worth one
no.
of your board wipe spots for a 6 mana thing? And then destroy all
Damn.
planeswalkers is like okay. And then destroy all creatures. It's like, I don't know. It's not, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it for, this does not compare in any way to farewell. So
I read this card and I saw farewell, black farewell, and I was like, oh, and you just sold me that it's not black farewell.
no, yeah,
It's
it's
it's a
like
long-winded black no mercy. No,
yeah,
not
it's
no
farewell
mercy.
at home.
Damnation.
Yeah, it's farewell at home. It's not
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
great.
That's ShopRite brand farewell
Farewell,
right
yeah,
here.
exactly. You wanted the fucking name brand and your mom to save some money bought fucking
Yes.
stones instead of Cocoa Pebbles. So you're getting Cocoa Stones right now.
That's fair. Yeah, yeah, because the added value of battles is not worth it. And
Yeah, so battles trash, counters mostly trash. Exile graveyard's cool. Destroy all planeswalkers, you know. Our pod doesn't. I'm the planeswalker person in our pod. Really, I only have 2 decks that that have planeswalkers in them,
Yeah.
really, and neither one of them are like amazing. So whatever. And then destroy
Yeah.
all creatures for 6. Get out of here. So
Yeah.
final act, eh.
I
And
like
then
it.
my last card to talk about, one thing that I'm very excited about, Winter Moon. 2 mana artifact. Players can't untap more than one non-basic land during their untap step. So this is something that I don't play modern, but I feel like this is going to be fucking brutal in modern, because this is going to help monocolored decks punish all of the shock lands that people are only going to be able to tap one. Like, modern land bases are essentially mostly non-basics, and a lot
Yeah.
of commander decks are mostly non-basics as well. So I could see this being a powerhouse in any monocolored deck, or maybe 2-color decks where you have a cheaper land base and you're still running, like, 20 plus basics in your deck.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, when I'm building, a modern deck, it's like, okay, well, let me get my 4 shocks, let me get my 4 fast, let me get my 4 check. And then at that point, that's over half my mana base
Yeah,
right there that won't untap
because yeah, what are you
with
running?
Winter
Two,
Moon.
two planes or like 2 forests or something? Like, you're not running a lot of them if you are.
So for me personally, I tend to run more basics than not. But even at that, I'm talking about, 4 and 5, 3 and 4, something like that, where you, even as a low costed aggro player, this will fuck me up.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, Winter Moon's a problem. Now, so my question to you is Winter Moon or Sun Blood Sun? What
blood.
Blood Moon? Blood Moon?
Well, Blood Moon is the red enchantment that does this.
Yeah, yeah, the 3 mana red enchantment, the original one of like
Yes,
this. Like,
and then there's the
what's a
Amonkhet
better play?
version,
No, Blood
which,
Sun
like,
doesn't even count. Fuck
yeah, it
out of here
sucks
with
ass.
Blood
Yeah, I
Sun.
was
That
gonna
don't.
say
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's the final act of the Blood Moon effects.
yeah. No, no, that doesn't even count. I don't even. As much as he wants to be in the little list, he's not even allowed on here.
Get
Get
out.
out of here.
Yeah, it's that meme where they
So
all put the hands in, and he's like, "No, no, no, Seamus, not you."
yeah, yes, very much so. So is Winter Moon for less mana and colorless the better card to play than the Blood Moon?
Depends on your deck. It depends how much.
You're a
Uh,
mono red deck. You are playing a mono red deck that runs Blood Moon. Are you replacing your Blood Moons with Winter Moon?
I'm adding this in addition to Blood Moon,
Oh shit.
so this
Okay.
is going right into Ilharg, 100%.
Is there going to be an 8 moon deck now? 8 rack. Now we got eight
Yeah, it
moon.
moons. Yeah, just no one's tapping shit.
Mm. Yeah, good luck. They're all mountains and they're not
Yeah,
untapping. I don't know. Oh, would they cancel each other out?
no, because
Everything
this says
because they're not a
non-basics,
basic.
and I don't think, yeah, Blood
Yeah.
Moon turns it into a basic. It's just a mountain.
Yeah. It's like, okay, you finally untap that non-basic, but it's only a fucking mountain.
Mountain, and I only get red.
All
So
right. I
yeah,
see that.
with that being said, yeah, my first instinct is that this is better than Blood Moon, because
Yeah.
they can't untap it at all.
Yeah.
Though
That sounds about right.
the only thing is that if you have a land that has an effect that you can activate, like an activated ability, then maybe this isn't as good. But I feel like, in general sense of the term, like, this will stop more than Blood Moon will.
Yeah. Yeah, gun to head, I'll just quickly
I'll
throw in
pick
a
Winter
Winter
Moon.
Moon over. Yeah. That's actually wild. No, good. You know what? Good, because the more they are doing these, value pile decks, the more you do need something like this just to keep it in check a little bit, because
I agree.
there's gonna be easy ways to get around this. You destroy an artifact, you fucking, you play a chromatic lantern anyway. You do whatever to get through what you got to do. I'm thinking commander more than whatever modern this is in, but that is a fair card to print for how much they are allowing these multicolored decks to get away with.
I agree. I'm totally down with that. And somebody that plays shocks in every deck that I can. Like, I still think this is good. Give monocolored decks more support. Uh, support people that run basics. I mean, Elves is gonna fucking love this shit, because Elves is going to be running mostly forests, and all of their elves are tapping for mana anyway, so
Yeah.
they don't give a
Mm,
shit.
yeah. Um, all right. I have one card that I do want to bring up before we get out of here. That I
Word.
had seen is a Sylvan Safekeeper. So it's a 1 green mana human wizard. Um, it's a 1 mana 1/1, and it says sacrifice a land. Target creature you control gains shroud until end of turn. So it's a what's that, Rune Mother or whatever the Hillary
Mother
Clinton
of
card
Runes.
is,
Yeah,
Mother of Runes. It's kind of like that where it gives a creature protection, or Skrelv is one of the most recent ones, but you have to sacrifice a land and then target creature you control gains shroud, including itself, which is a good thing. It's a 1 mana you can get out right away. If you're playing a commander deck that is playing lands from the graveyard anyway, if you're doing Gitrog or you're doing anything like that, I mean, this is one of the most powerful little things you could throw into your deck ever.
I
Is
agree.
sacrifice a land, protect a creature of yours, and then you just replay that land with your Miku lost but singing.
But singing, yeah,
you know, um, I saw this card. Not that it's something I play too much, but I think Sylvan Safekeeper is going to be something that we see on battlefields for a long time to come. And I don't think it'll be that expensive. I'm going to say that as good as this is, Modern Horizons 3 is going to be so jam packed with fucking juice and fucking wild shit that Sylvan Safekeeper could be something you can grab. I just want to say I'm happy it's not an elf, because I think if it was an elf,
yeah,
it would
it'd
be a
be
little too
dumb.
powerful. Yeah.
My closing thoughts about Modern Horizons 3 is looking forward to it. I just one point I want to bring up is that the Jund deck, it seems to be a Lurgoyf based deck.
A lot of
So, or
goifs.
yeah, a lot of goifs. And the fact that there's a bunch of cards in that deck that make a Tarmogoyf token is fucking hilarious, because I remember getting into Modern in like 2015, and of course I wanted to play like Abzan and Jund, and Tarmogoyf is a fucking like $80 card that you need a 4 of, and now all of a sudden it's dropped in
It's a
value
token.
to the point where now it's a fucking token, and it's
It's a
probably going
token.
to be reprinted in the deck. So Tarmogoyf went from an $80 card to a commander reprint. What the fuck? That's insane. I
Yeah.
just find it so funny, and I love that it's in a Jund deck too, because I feel like I've seen online a bunch of people commenting like, "Oh, Wizards just really fucking the Jund players over by giving us like oh, you remember these cards? Remember this shit?" I do think a lot of the new Goyfs are cool. We'll talk about them next week, but yeah, I just wanted to point out that Tarmogoyf has fallen to the point where it's now a token.
Good. I love it. I love it. I love it the same way that, like, I hope these, Horizon cards fuck Modern up and there's just chaos and people
Yeah,
are
same.
losing their
Because I don't
mind and
play it, so I'm like,
pitchforks.
ooh.
Yeah, yeah. From the outside, it's like I was at work. I work construction, and one of the laborers came in, and they got fired,
Oh,
and
damn.
something happened, and he's like a 7'5" version of Drake. He looks exactly like Drake, but he's 7'5". I called him Drake XL. And this guy is so angry that he got fired for no fucking reason. There's a guy there to replace him, and he's mad, and everything's yelling, and everything's chaos, and you can feel the tension in that room over there. But where I was like, "Oh, this is great!
Ah,
I
yeah,
love,
this
I
is
love,
great. Yeah, give
I
me the
love this."
popcorn, bro. It's
Oh,
literally
I
the
loved
meme
it.
with the dude with the fucking dab rig, like hitting it when the two girls are
Yeah,
fighting. That's my life. Like, if I could be that person, like that's what I
yeah,
all I ever wanted to be.
yeah, yeah. Setting up that folding chair with the
Yeah,
popcorn.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude. Good shit.
yeah. So that's it. Let the chaos happen on Modern Horizons, and then just give us some good cards to play with. That's all I'm looking
Agreed.
for. Uh, well, before we close out, I do have to say, so I'm reading or listening to Rhythm of War now.
Yes.
It's out of
Yes.
control. Everybody has mental problems at this point.
Yes.
War has
Paladin's
driven everybody
struggling.
to, oh
Our
my god.
boy, dude, our bridge boy is struggling.
Oh my god. And where I'm at, the machine just got triggered, so everyone just lost all
Got
their shit.
fucked.
Kaladin
Yeah.
does it. He's trying to carry Taft and he like can't carry him and like shit. So like that's literally right where I am. I left off to him trying to carry and I was like, oh no, let me turn this off. But I just have to say, every time that Vale comes into play, all I could think of is it's Prison Mike. Like Vale is literally Prison Mike. Suddenly she turns into Prison Mike.
The bandana's on. Oh my god. Well, yeah, it's when she first was Vale, absolutely, because she's still learning like how to be a fucking street urchin, or how to be like on the street.
Yeah, naively, prisonly,
not
and
not
she
a brightness anymore.
yeah, and she had the radiance to back her up and protect her through. But it was hysterical every time. It's like, oh, Prison Mike. So I can't wait to finish this. There's only one book after this, and then I'm fucked, right?
You have the 3 secret projects to read.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. I'm at a point now where I've noticed a few. Again, spoilers. I don't care. I'll be very vague. But I noticed that there's a lot of little hints to biochromatic breath.
Yes. Where's that
besides just the sword? There's other hints where suddenly like colors got more vibrant and this and that, and it's like I'm so curious to see where this really is all coming together. And I know the Cosmere is always talking about Kelsier, and there's no sign of him yet in this, but like I'm so curious how it all.
Let's have a brief
out.
chat off cast about it. I want to ask
awesome.
you a couple things.
All right, guys, fuck you. We reached the bottom of the glass. See you next week.
Read Cosmere.